Hello, everybody! Tales of Toastmasters has arrived tonight to Turkey. And I am excited to have three amazing Toastmaster members with me. My name is Teodora, and I will be discussing today with Deniz, with Oben, and Burcu. So, guys, I'm super excited to find out more, and I'm sure that our audience does the same about Toastmasters in Turkey. If you want to say hi or you want to just do
Hello.
something.
Hi.
Hello,
Let me
everyone.
say,
Hi, Teodora.
merhaba in Turkish, which is hi, hello, merhaba.
Merhaba. Perfect. So we are learning also some new words today. I like it. That will be useful for our next trips to Turkey, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Now, talking about Toastmasters, I would like to ask Oben if he could start and tell us what is the situation right now in the country and how many clubs are there.
Yeah, thank you, Teodora, for that question. Actually, we have 12 clubs now in Turkey. 6 of them are in Istanbul, 1 in Izmir, and 5 of them are in Ankara. Actually, we have 12 clubs, but a couple of them are speaking English. We have 5 English-speaking clubs, 5 Turkish, 1 Arabic, and 1 bilingual club. So we are working like this in Turkey.
Perfect. So I see it's kind of a balance, and also you have answered one of my next questions because I was curious also about the languages, because now everybody is traveling a lot through the Zoom, and we can visit also some clubs in Turkey, even if we don't speak Turkish. That's what I understand. So that's amazing. But when did the history of Toastmasters in Turkey began? I think Deniz is one of the persons that was there when everything has just started. So she can probably tell us more about the history.
Thank you, Teodora. Actually, the first club was in my own city in Ankara and founded in 1996, Ankara Toastmasters. But I didn't know about it. It was the best, well-kept secret in my own city. And it's been like that for so many years. I found out about Toastmasters when I graduated from university and I went to USA. So I became a member in New York City. And when I returned back from US, I recognized that there is actually a club in Ankara, which was in the American Cultural Association. So they were meeting in there. And we tried to found the next club in Istanbul, the first one, as of 2000. And it didn't work out for so many years. So the next one came, the next club in Turkey came to Istanbul in 2007, if I'm not wrong, that we found it finally at that time. And the next one after the Istanbul club was the Turkish club in Istanbul. In 5 years later than that, 2012. So the first years were so hard because you don't have any other club as an example. And then when we have the first 3 clubs, the next ones are easier to come after each other. And in between, there were other clubs founded in other cities like Antalya, like Bursa. We even tried founding other clubs in Samsun, Eskişehir, Mersin. They started their first meetings and so on. But even the ones who are formally founded couldn't continue more than 2-3 terms. So to grow a country, clubs in country is so hard. But thank you for asking this. The history is very important. We grow over those experiences.
And what I can see that it's you never stopped trying. That's the thing. And finally, I think Toastmasters succeeded, and now you have 12 clubs, which is really amazing. And I think that's a great thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now,
Thank you.
what about the experience generally? How does it feel to be a Toastmaster in Turkey? Maybe Burcu could tell us something about her feelings and maybe what other members think if she has been discussing about this.
Thank you, Teodora, for the question. I am actually a very new member compared to Deniz and Oben in Toastmasters. So I have started my
Even
Toastmasters.
better.
Yeah, I have started my Toastmasters journey just 2 years ago at Maisha Toastmasters. So I have been part as a corporate officer at the establishment of the club, actually, the first corporate club in Turkey. So and I was very lucky, I believe, because Sevcan, she's a more experienced Toastmaster in Turkey, so she has offered me this role as VP Treasury as we were establishing the club. So and then it is really fun. Let's say, first of all, it's fun for me, and it's a very good development opportunity, and also very good networking opportunity as well. So this year, so as we became part of the district, so and I became the president of the club, so and we get involved so much with the rest of the world. So and then I understood actually what Toastmasters is really beneficial for. So it's a very great environment to be in. There are lots of people, they are very experienced, you learn from them a lot. So I actually like to be a member of the Toastmasters and also be in such a role, such a position where I can also provide something to the club, so do something for my club. So and hearing the stories from others now, so which are not corporate clubs, so which are very old clubs in Turkey. So I understand that there has been a very great development in the country since then. So like Deniz has also mentioned.
Yes, indeed. And you have been a new member, as you say, but you already took quite some roles and you are already a club president, which is amazing. And I love to see such growth in people in Toastmasters. And I love to understand that it is possible to grow a lot in this organization. And now that you mentioned also about people generally and members, I'm sure that there are a lot of amazing members that you could talk about within your country, but maybe you could mention just some of them, some that have achieved great awards or anything within Toastmasters. And I'm still talking to you, Burcu.
Thank you. So, well, we have some DTMs in Turkey, so Deniz is one of them. So I leave it to her to explain and talk about her DTM journey. But as I mentioned before, so I know Sevcan very well. So we have been working with her since 2 years together in Toastmasters, and I knew her before also from the company itself. So I am with the company for many years. I would like to talk about her because like she has also made great achievements in the Turkish Toastmasters, I believe. So she has started with the Turkish Istanbul Türkçe Toastmasters Club 5 years ago. And then after a very short time, she became a corporate officer of the club. And then after 1 year, she was the president of the club as well, and she was able to increase the number of members of the club, and also during her time, the club has also became a distinguished club for the first time, an award as a distinguished club for the first time. So and then she was also, it's worth to mention that the first female club president of the club, and then we were lucky that she brought that idea to Shell management, and the HR and also top management of the country has supported her idea very much. And we have together established this club. And also, like the first year she was the president, she provided us all these opportunities to be club officers as well, and also members. And I believe I have listened to her speeches that make me actually that motivated me to take part in the Toastmasters journey as well.
That's really, really lovely to hear. And I'm sure that, like the one you mentioned, there are many more that inspire people to do things in Toastmasters. And now that you triggered me kind of and mentioned also Deniz, maybe I could challenge her if she wants to share, of course, her journey to the DTM.
Actually, I wanted to be the role model of the Toastmasters members in Turkey because as we didn't have too many examples in front of us. That's why I pursued the DTM at the Legacy program, at the first program when I first became member years ago. And my first DTM was in 2014, and it took 7 years. And then when Toastmasters updated their learning system and the pathways were introduced, I felt like I needed to know how to become DTM in the new program, so that I pursued it to become an example, to be able to answer the questions of the new members, of our other members in our country, so that I put it as a goal and followed up my goal. And I became DTM in the pathways also last year, end of last year. I think it was just a year ago. Should be back in my plate up there. So now I became DTM twice, but I know there are people in the world who became 3 times, 4 times DTM. I am not thinking to do it again, but I did it for the sake of knowing the path to become a pathways DTM. And I believe the experience that you gain while you are pursuing it is the value. Like you learn so much, and the system of Toastmasters is so amazing that if you do the same project again and again within 2-3 years in between, you learn something different, and you do it in a different way. So you can always improve yourself within Toastmasters system. That's what I like, and I recommend it to every member because it also keeps the member in the rhythm, in the motivation to keep on doing your speeches, to keep on getting roles, active roles in Toastmasters, and learning more and more and developing more and more. Otherwise, you tend to lean back and like, okay, let me listen to others who speak. But it doesn't help you grow that fast or that much if you do that. So pursuing a DTM, I think, is the best thing for a Toastmaster member.
Yes, I hear a lovely story. And although you said you got it twice and you are not thinking about a third DTM, I am sure that one day I will hear that Deniz has got her third DTM. I feel it with my heart. And I don't want to skip this question. And I would like to hear also from Oben about amazing people, because Toastmasters, in the end of the day, is about people and about every single member from the club.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I am thinking similar with Deniz in that way. And what I think is being a Toastmaster is also brings you the opportunity to being a role model. And while pursuing that, you have to achieve some goals, some predefined goals. We are lucky because Toastmasters helps us to create that path. And I know the old system, and when I compare the new system, it is really a great opportunity. And luckily, I'm saying that luckily, but with the pandemic, we are now connected to people, connected to world, and it really helped us. It really helped Toastmasters grow a lot. While Toastmasters is growing, we are also growing with Toastmasters. And I am also thinking that earning my DTM degree, which I'm on the leadership and development path. And I hope I will get the first one. And let me think the second one later. Thank you, Teodora.
I am sure you will get your first one and then the second one, and then we will see later on. That's amazing. Well, Burcu, could you tell us also if you have any plans about Gavel or clubs for corporate clubs, actually? Simply, I wanted to call them somehow different, but it's just corporate clubs.
Yes. So, as mentioned, Marshall Toastmasters is the first and only corporate club in Turkey yet. So, and of course, as the district team, we have plans to grow on the corporate club as well. So currently, we have some discussions going with some corporates in Turkey. So and trying to explain them how Toastmasters works, etc. So I believe, as a member and a corporate officer of a corporate club in Turkey, so the most important thing is that the management owns it. So first of all, the HR and top management should believe in Toastmasters, because Toastmasters enables the loyalty of employees to the company, enables connection within different teams at different levels. You get different people together at one goal, for one aim. And also it has benefits to the company as well. So that's why we have to explain to the top management of these corporates as much as possible to be able to increase the number of the corporate clubs. And of course, as Marshall Toastmasters, we are ready to coach or mentor such corporate clubs in Turkey in the future as well. And also regarding Gables that you have mentioned, so we also have approached some universities to work together and to make Gable clubs maybe at these universities. And I also believe that demo meetings are very important, like speech crowds or demo meetings. They are very important and useful to show people what a Toastmasters meeting looks like, so that may motivate them.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, from what I understand, Burcu really sees the future of Toastmasters in corporate clubs and not just. But I would like to continue a little bit on discussing into how Toastmasters will look in the next 5 years, let's say, in Turkey, and maybe Oben could add something on this future.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I like that kind of questions. I am giving a mentorship to a couple of university students, and at the end of each mentorship period, I ask them to write their future selves a letter on futureme.org. And this is kind of a question like this. And let's dream the future of Toastmasters Turkey together. I think it should be 2026. And there is a chart of meetings in front of me, including combined meetings with different clubs from all around the world. And I am trying to decide which one to attend according to their themes. And all the clubs are qualified enough to be awarded with President's Distinguished Club. And Toastmasters Turkey opened its 100th club with celebrations. I hope this time it works in Turkey, because as Burcu mentioned, it is really difficult to grow that kind of organization. But I believe this will work. And young leadership program is also is being organized regularly within 5 years. And right now, Burcu mentioned we have an ongoing speechcraft. I wish that becomes tradition in 2026. I believe that helps us to grow. By the way, thanks to Tuana, our president, Bosphorus Toastmasters. She is leading that speechcraft. And there are a lot of distinguished Toastmasters I'm seeing in the future, like Deniz, and they are on the stage. They are acting as role models to everyone. And there's a mentor pool which consists of that qualified DTMs. Last but not least, maybe one of our distinguished members wins the World Championship of Public Speaking. This is how I vision the future of Toastmasters and growth in 5 years, actually.
That's a lovely future, and I am sure that I would come to visit a club in 2026, as you say, in a hybrid meeting with international people, if I understood correctly. But also, I would do it now, of course, if it would be possible to do it in person or on Zoom, because we can travel everywhere. Now, talking about traveling, before we started with Zoom, I was discussing with Deniz that I just returned from Istanbul, and she was absolutely excited about that. And she said that, oh, we should have met for a coffee or for something around the city. So I'm sure that she could actually suggest what we could do in your country if we have spare 1-2 days, besides, of course, visiting a club.
The first thing is you could meet Toastmasters people. But when you also asked what we could do in Turkey, the first thing that comes to my mind is delicious Turkish food. And there are amazing Turkish kitchen options, from tapas kind of olive oil cooked cold little food, different parts, or kebabs, different meaty stuff as well, or fish, because we have very nice fish options due to we are close to the sea. So eating would be one of the best options to spend your time in Istanbul or anywhere in Turkey. The next thing would be visiting the historical places. Istanbul and Cappadocia and Ephesus and many parts of Turkey has a lot of historic places that should be visited. What else I would think of? I think we have a lot of cultural events happening as well. I mean, don't think of pandemic, not right now, but normal times. We have concerts, opera, even our new opera house opened in the main area of Istanbul just recently. And very nice operas are on stage, although it's still pandemic. But culture and arts is something to come to Turkey for as well. And a lot of meetings used to come to Turkey, like before pandemic, of course, for fairs, for international expos, conferences. So you can even plan one of your company meetings in Antalya, for example, or Istanbul, of course, beside the beautiful sea, under the Mediterranean sun, having beautiful food, and doing your meetings in a comfortable 5-star hotel as well. And you can invite some Toastmaster members to speak as keynote.
I could imagine myself in everything you have described, and I definitely cannot agree more. My mind was stuck on food when you were talking about food, and then that's it. You lost me, because I just lived this experience for 4 days, and from morning till evening, I was just thinking where will be the next place and what I will eat next and which delicious food I will try. But maybe there is also something specific that you think the country is known for. And I could address this question to all of you. Something that, in your opinion, everybody knows about Turkey. What would it be? Maybe Burcu can tell us first.
Well, when I think of Turkey, for me, it's the bridge between Europe and Asia. So that first comes to my mind. So it's physically, there is this Bosphorus bridge connecting the two continents between Istanbul, and also Turkey itself is a is a bridge between West and East, of course. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind, and everything else that for ages so many civilizations has lived in Turkey, and there are so many monuments to see, so different geographical places, like Deniz has also mentioned, like Cappadocia or Pamukkale and Ephesus. So that are the most famous ones and the first ones that came to my mind, actually.
Yeah, I think we are thinking similarly, but again, I cannot stop thinking about food like baklava and durum. But of course, yeah, also the bridge, definitely, and it's an amazing connection. You can be in 5 minutes or something like that in Asia and in Europe.
Some more, but yes.
A little bit more, okay. Well, then, what do you think? What, in your opinion, is the most famous food about Turkey? Because sometimes, even though you are all Turkish, the opinions might be divided.
Yeah, definitely. But I will go on with food, and which is Turkish delight. I believe that people love that, and I have a networking partner from Odyssey. She is living in Canada, and I sent her Turkish delights 2 weeks ago, and I'm sure of that. Everyone loves it, and everyone, when you say Turkey and delight, everyone thinks about it, as far as I know. And we have that saying, "Let's eat sweet and talk sweet." That really fits to that saying, to that quote, by the way. And my choice is Turkish delight. Thank you, Teodora.
Yeah, well, Turkish delight. I brought with me about 2 kilos, so definitely, because I brought it for my friends, but that's what they asked for as well. So I can understand that you are sending it to someone. Well, is there, Denise, maybe some famous person or someone who is known all over the world, but it's Turkish? Or actually, I could address this to everyone. Is there someone that pops up into your mind and you know that everybody knows this person? They are super famous all over the world.
A Turkish person. When you first say it, Muhtar Kent popped up in my mind, who was in the board of Coca-Cola. And being a Turkish person coming up that high in a big corporate brand like Coca-Cola, and also speaking in conferences and addressing many people, I had the opportunity to watch him on stage, and he was really using every technique that we learn in Toastmasters and even beyond. So that comes to my mind first. And then when you ask this question, someone else, I just remember, because he was a very good speaker on stage in Turkey, who is called Hakan Alp, and he was the HR general manager responsible from HR in one of the biggest banks in Turkey, Yapı Kredi Bank, which was sponsoring our Toastmasters Turkey Corporate Summit the last 3 years. And Hakan Alp was our supporter on behalf of the company, and also he was our speaker since we started these big events as Toastmasters Turkey. Unfortunately, he just passed away in the end of August in a very young age due to a heart attack. But I recently saw our plate to him with Toastmasters Turkey logo on it and so on, and that's among his other plates that he received from other speaking engagements. And when you asked about this, I wanted to mention him, may him rest in peace. And that's great that we have those kind of supporters for Toastmasters Turkey in the harder times, especially because the first 10, 15, 20 years of Toastmasters in Turkey was the hardest. Now we are getting better, easier. Life is getting easier for Toastmasters in Turkey, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that he will rest in peace, and many more people like him will appear around Toastmasters. That's what I see for the future. Well, I think our time is coming to an end for today, but if you want to add anything, any of you, Deniz, Oben, Burcu, you're very welcome to.
I want to add one thing. Turkey is so easy reachable with airplane. Like Istanbul is a big hub, and there are many flights, and you can even find cheap flights if you book early. So you can even plan meeting your friends in Istanbul instead of meeting at their city, their country. So you can make a long weekend in Istanbul to meet your friends wherever, or if you want to make a meeting, business meeting, you can choose Istanbul, or because it's so easy to fly in and out with especially our new big airport. That's something to mention. We are so easy reachable.
That's totally true, and that's exactly what I have done for 4 days in Istanbul. So I would definitely recommend it, as Deniz did, to everybody. You will have a blessed time in Istanbul, and not just. You can choose also another destination in Turkey. Well, thank you very much for being with us, for answering to my questions today. And this is it for tonight from Tales of Toastmasters in Turkey. Thank you, and bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
See you in
Bye-bye.
Turkey.